Yes.
Talk to people. Please just call people and talk to them. Just check them out, see how they're doing. And then when you have something to offer, call them up and
Mm-hmm.
then say, hey, we're having an event. Perhaps you know someone that might want to go to this event. I know it's out of town, but maybe you know someone that's in our town where the event is being held that might want to go. Just thank you so much. Okay, I'll talk to you next time in the group or whatever. But you're talking to people. And if you don't have a phone number, you can talk to individuals through, dare I say it, Messenger.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's like it's like a bank. It's like when you want money out of the bank, you put deposit in. And you got to wait a couple days and get the money. But with social media, you have to put the deposits in. You have to put the deposits in the time of sharing the right message, having the right content,
Oh.
all of those things, the right call to action, the right funnel setup, the right form, the right, all of those things, all of those pieces together. So when you do have an event,
Mm-hmm.
you have already prepped them a month ahead or 3 weeks ahead or two. So and I just did that for one of my clients, the nonprofit that they had an event. So like 3 weeks, we put out a video in 21 days. This is gonna happen, and then 14 days, this is gonna happen. 7 days, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today is the day. So it was all of those little things put on social media to say, hey, this is happening. But we started 3 weeks ahead with
Building
social
up,
media posts saying
building
it's
up.
coming. Yeah, at least a month in advance. In the
Now,
newsletter, sending it out.
go ahead,
Okay,
friend.
and see, and the other thing was you already had people that you had been talking to, so they weren't getting the booty call.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, here's another thing, ladies. Wisdom is in the house. It comes with age.
We
When
love
we went,
wisdom. We love
when we,
wisdom.
yes, when we went to elementary school, they used to have stamp day. And on stamp day, you would bring your little money in an envelope from home and they would sell you a stamp. And the stamp went into this little book. And when the book was full, you got a savings bond.
Ooh.
And then you kept that savings bond till it matured and you used that to go to college or you used that to buy your house. So it was a savings plan showing you how little things build up to big things.
So little conversations like, hi, TJ. Okay,
How
just
are
as a
you?
case in point here, we never met TJ until this year when we went to New York.
Mm-hmm. How
But
long
we
have you
have
been on the
talked to
air?
her we've talked to her nearly every day for what, 2 years?
Yes.
And so when we get to New York, it's like we already know you.
And,
Exactly.
and she wasn't afraid to bring her daughter with her because she knew, okay, these people are not crazy.
Yeah, already knew. Like, hey, we going to meet family.
Yes,
Hmm.
and I know where to find these chippies if they show out.
But
Ah,
we weren't alarmed. We weren't having to be on guard or anything. We knew that if the information she told us about getting from Queens
Mhm.
to
We trusted
to
the
Manhattan.
information.
Yeah.
you know, trusting the directions and whatever, talking us out of Far Rockaway Island and some other stuff. But we knew all this and we had never met TJ face to face, but we had met her.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this, Francine. If TJ were to call us up and say, so and so's having this event and they're sponsoring some kids to go to this event, would your business like to sponsor a kid?
We're going to
How,
write a check.
Yeah.
how likely are we to participate in something like,
We
you
will
know,
write a
Exactly.
check.
You've all because the relationships have already been built. This is why you go to networking events, you go to conferences. They just had two inbound in content marketing world for people in my industry, but there's other conferences always going around. And what do? You go there and you say, "Hi, I'm so and I do this and this and that," and they go, "Oh yeah, I follow you online," and you talk and you meet and you go to the little mixers and the little things that they have and you talk and you say, "Hey, after the event." Let's talk some more. Let's talk
See,
online or
that's
on the
it.
phone or text or message. That's how it goes. So you just can't say, well, I need, because when you doing this, when you say I have an event in 2 weeks, let me get on social media and get some tickets, you're taking, you're not giving. So you have to give first and then take.
Oh wait, no, not give first.
You
No,
have to
you
give
got
first. You
you
have
got
to
to
be
plant some
about.
seed if you expect a harvest, people. You get
Oh wait, we want some peaches, and from the peach tree, but we ain't planted the tree
You
or
didn't
the.
plant any seeds. You didn't.
we haven't watered
You
the
haven't
tree.
tilled. You haven't tilled this. You haven't picked the right lot. You haven't tilled the soil. You haven't bought fertilizer. You haven't put the seed down. You haven't watered. But you expecting watermelons and things to grow out of the ground, lettuce and kale and collard. All you expecting that stuff, but you didn't put in the work.
Not only that, the only thing you planted was a peach seed. And you expecting watermelons, cauliflower, you expecting it just to rain down whatever you want.
But how they getting mad? How are they, and this is what throws me, because like I said, I had I had just, well, not just last year I got rid of a client. We did, it was a mutual thing, but
She
it
said
was just
it was
I
a
was
mutual I got rid
Y'all
of.
broke
because
up?
no, let me
Y'all
tell you,
broke
because
up?
I had already written my email like months before to say, okay, I'm cutting this off, but I never sent it, but it was written.
Are
To
you
say
breaking up through an email?
this is not work. Only because I'm going to tell you that talking to this person, it was like the owner of the business was like, I'm giving you ideas. I know what you want, but you're not trusting me in doing what I'm saying. So that frustrates me, that I give you the advice and I tell you what to do,
Micromanaging
but you go, oh, well, I know somebody that does this, or I know somebody else told me to do X, Y, Z. Or
I would have pushed the button. I'd have pushed the button a long time ago. That
Right.
email would have been
But
sent.
see, I'm like, I'm trying to work with it until I can't. I mean, that's what I said. I wrote the email, so I knew the point was coming, but it was just, and I go back and look at their stuff now. They're in the same spot. They haven't done anything because they're not doing the advice. So this business owner was in the set it and forget it. Like, I want to pay this automated service to make this generic bland stuff.
Did we not just do this with somebody, Francie? I'm so glad you.
So I'm making customized content and telling them, you gotta give me more customized stuff. I'm not coming to your business and take pictures and talk to people. You do that because you are the business. So get all that stuff and give it to me digitally, and we can work with it. And also run ads, resistance all around. So they get mad because, well, I'm not seeing any results. Why am I paying you all this money? Well, you're not doing your part. So let's mutually end this.
Right, so you can be happy doing whatever it is.
So I don't have to be stressed out. Yeah, because I know what you want, and I'm telling you what to do. You won't do it. You won't ask your employees to do it. They're resistant to it. They all have phones. All they got to do is pull it out and take a picture, a quick video, and say, "Hi, the customer did this," and they're happy. That's it. 2 seconds.
See, this is a house full of recalcitrant children. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what does that word mean?
It means disobedient.
Okay.
And see, this business owner didn't just do that with me. They did that with other, relationships they had with other businesses that were providing them services. It wasn't just me. And I saw that. I saw how this person talked and treated to that vendor. And I saw how they talked and treated to this. And I saw the way that they delegated stuff to their employees.
It was their management stuff.
Take care of it. I don't want to deal with it. But they get mad when it wasn't done. So it was kind of like a checkout kind of thing. And I was like, listen, you can't check out of this. And I'm rowing my side. You're not rowing your side.
So now we're going in circles
and we're not getting to the shore. You're blaming me. And I'm like, wait a minute. This takes work. It's a process. It's not an instantaneous, I'm on social media, why is it not working? And I said, well, you need to let's try ads. No, they don't want to do that. Well, let's try this.
Terry, we are celebrating your release from this abusive relationship. That is just
because I'm like, I know what frustrates me is I know what you want. And the things that we're
and I
doing,
have it.
the things
But-
that I suggest to do can get you there. You know, it can be done. It's work. This is work, but people don't want to do the work. Or you say, I don't want to do the work and I pay you, but you still don't do your part. Like, I'm doing my part. You
Exactly.
still have to do your part, because I'm not coming to your business every day and creating content for you. I can't do that.
Or
it's
you
not
need to pay a
practical.
lot more because I'm going to hire somebody to come to your business.
Well, I could come, but you'd have to pay. I mean, you're not going to pay the price. But
Exactly.
you're in the business. You open the door at 8 a.m. every day or whatever time. You open the door and people come in and you provide the service and you say hi and you say, but people love me. But my clients love me. Well, capture some of that love with your phone.
and share the love with the rest of them. So
Capture
new
the-
clients love you.
Your people love you. Your diehard clients love you, but you need new people, because the neighborhood you're in is changing. So you need to capture those people, and they're not coming to you because you're not doing the things socially on social media to get their attention. You don't have to understand it.
So you're relying on the same people
Yes.
who are in the same place,
Yes.
but the new
Because
people,
they love me.
because the new people are in another location, or the new people do
The
a
new
different
people
thing.
think differently. The new people
There
don't watch TV. They don't do radio ads and newspaper ads. The new people that you want to reach, millennials, the phone. You do stuff on the phone, which means content and ads. It's really simple.
So here's the thing. I mentioned to the person that we were talking to, I said, hey, you could reach out on Messenger. Well, I don't have Messenger.
What?
And why don't you have Messenger? Because I don't, they were like, this Messenger. I was like, okay. So here's the thing. You can contact all those people, direct contact. And she did boost the ad that she was doing, and it asked her, did you want to send it via Messenger? Well, I don't want to send it through Messenger.
It's not
And why
what
not?
you want. It's what your customers, the way they like to communicate.
Correct. And I said, because the person wants to sit in front of their computer to do all of this, when the customer
Phone.
right here.
Listen, and this gets into the Apple news.
I know.
That's why there's all these new phones. That's
Mhm.
why. Because people use their phones for everything now. Get used to
Everything.
it. Get used to it. It's not about you. It's about them. If you really want to be a success with your business, it's not about you. Oh, saying I don't want to use Messenger is like saying I'm gonna hire a plane and do some skywriting because that's what I like to get customers. But they don't like that. So why are you doing it? It's really, I don't want to say stupid, but it's
misinformed.
And I will
It's
say this. Okay, you don't like Messenger, but how about using an app called what is it called? Smartphone. It's an app. It's a service that you can use to get people to sign up text message only, and you can use your phone to send out the text. So if you want to do, you don't have to use Messenger. You can use WhatsApp. You can use Telegram. I believe there's all these other messaging apps.
But Facebook put it in there.
Right.
It is so easy.
I agree with you. I'm agreeing
There are
with
so
you.
many people.
I'm agreeing
and
with
I think,
you. And this, if they didn't know this, when you use Messenger, if the other person doesn't have Messenger, they can see their messages when they go to Facebook on the desktop. They still go to the inbox. It's a message that goes to the inbox. It's just that you won't be able to call them. Messenger unless you call.
That's some good information. So your message is still reaching the designated target. It's just that you don't want to turn that off when you're doing.
You as a business can use Messenger, because I have some people that they don't have the Messenger app installed, but they get my messages. We talk through Messenger. They get their messages from the inbox on Facebook on the desktop or Facebook the app.
Yes,
it still goes to the inbox.
Now, here's another little thing that I learned about Facebook and ads and boosting. So we helped boost this announcement, and it was an article about the thing that they were getting ready to do all around their particular event. So they had put an article from the New York Times and saying, "Hey, we thought this was a nice article that you might want to read." And then when she pushed boost this post, Facebook put together an ad that said, these people might like to see this, and it had that, plus it had the date of their thing, where to get the tickets, because she had already created an event. So Facebook took that post, put the event with it, and I was like, oh,
so basically what they did was they matched the content from her demographic to her post, so it wouldn't look like it was a booty call.
Yes, because
they don't want to be associated with a booty call.
It was a very nicely done event because they had and they had gotten a lot of traction from that particular article that they had posted. Yeah. And I'm talking like 3,000-4,000 people responded to that article. And so they took that plus the event that they had put together and said, get your tickets now. And I was like, she said, I didn't do that. I said, I didn't do it either. Facebook did that, put those together as a suggestion. Then you can go in there and target where you wanted it to go and pay $3 and something a day for it to go out.
Okay. I love that.
I was like, okay, I might need to relook at boosting posts from now on.
Exactly, because if they're going to find the content that's relevant to your demographic.
No, she found the content. They had done the content. She had already had an ad. They just took that and did this.
I know.
She had already done.
Right.
I said, okay.
So see what happens there is Facebook is trying to help you.
Trying to help a sister out. What can I tell you?
Like we said, when Facebook in January said what they said and did what they did, they were like, listen, we're not driving you anymore, and you sit in the back seat relaxing, doing whatever. You have to drive the car now. But they didn't really abandon us totally. So they still have these little things, because guess what? When you boost or you run an ad, that's Facebook's money. So they're going to help you create a boost or
and
run
they're going to
help.
Yes, Terry, they're going to help you be successful.
Yes,
they're not trying to
get some money.
No, they don't want you crashing and burning, because that's not a good testimony for them.
Right. Now, if you're talking about running, when you run your business page, and they're not going to show your regular posts. But if you do a live video, you might get a little, bump in front of someone, because Facebook is about two things: ads and watch, which is video, live video. So those two things. Anything else, you're going to go, well, okay, I don't get much engagement, or Facebook doesn't show this, because that doesn't get them any money. Facebook Watch is what they're concerned with, and ads, which gets them revenue. So those two things.
I have a question. I'm switching topics here real quick.
Okay.
I read an article over there on The Verge that Instagram is building a platform. It's a standalone app for shopping, where businesses will be able to post their things and actually make sales. So basically,
people are doing that now.
Yes, they know that. So they're going to do a separate app.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to, are you ready for this, people? They're getting ready to pull an Alibaba. They're getting ready to pull an Alibaba on us, girl. We're going to have our own domestic Alibaba. Woo! I'm excited.
Yes, because Instagram has it where you can tap when you put products in your image. Tagged. They can tap. They have tags you can tap, and it says shop, and it goes to because your Instagram is connected to your Facebook business page. That's how that works. Yes. So if anybody's curious,
and it takes you to, and you have to have Facebook Shop.
Yes.
Over there on Facebook for that to happen.
Right. So there has to be that's the connection between Instagram and your business page.
Okay,
not in the profile. Just for people to know.
Okay, so this article says, let me read the first paragraph. It says that this app could be canceled before it's released, but sources familiar with its development say Instagram believes it is well positioned to make a major expansion in e-commerce. More than 25 million businesses already have Instagram accounts. That's what you guys said. And 2 million of them are advertisers. Facebook's chief operating officer, Sheryl Sandberg, said on the company's most recent earnings call, 4 of 5 Instagram users follow at least one business. Creating a standalone app will allow the company to provide a dedicated home for an increasingly popular activity on Instagram while also expanding opportunities for revenue. So they're getting ready to disrupt Shopify and several other plugins that are already making it easy for people to leverage Instagram. But I'm telling you guys, they're getting ready to do Alibaba. And if I were you, I would buy Facebook while it's on sale, because Alibaba is no joke.
And see what Instagram. No, go ahead, friend.
I was going to say, that's why you need to watch and be paying attention. Just be paying attention to what's happening and what's going on.
Yep.
Facebook owns Instagram.
Yep.
And so Facebook wants Instagram to succeed too.
And on the other side of that, Instagram doesn't want to alienate the users that are not there for shopping. Because remember, Instagram started out as an app for photos and people who were taking great photography and imagery. So there's that core. That's their core user was, okay, I'm taking this great picture of a great scene or whatever, and I'm posting it. But now Instagram has gotten into this thing where, you know, you use it for your business and stuff like that. So it makes sense for them to spin this off into another app to keep people using Instagram, and then those that want to shop will go over there. It will take them over to the shop app.
Now, see, here's the other thing. Instagram built up their audience before they started asking you for stuff.
Yep.
And driving you to a revenue-driven
and Facebook did it too. How long has Facebook been out? Since 2004 or something?
I believe so.
Okay, but they built it up by letting you have free, enjoy our app, come on and we'll give you, and they talk to you and everything's free, and they built relationship with you. Then they ask, hey, do you want to buy an ad? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you want this? Why don't you promote this thing that you got going on? But they didn't come at you the first week that you were
they didn't do that. Yeah.
And ask for the keys to your house. Hey, girl, we had a date. Can I get a key?
I
don't know you. License for that.
I don't know you. We just out for coffee. We're not even on the date. We just having coffee.
I'm paying for my own coffee, and you want to.
They didn't do that. They built relationship with us first before they ask for anything.
Right. So this takes it back to what you were saying about the person that has the event in 2 weeks. Build the relationship so when you need to have, you know, that event be successful, you've got the network. People always say your net worth is your network. So you build that network.
Okay, so let's look at PBS. They down for dollars. Call in here. We're here. Please look, you know, we're here every quarter asking you, you know, for your donation.
Look, and they do call you.
Yes.
We want to thank you for your donation in the past. Now we are asking you to donate again.
And we're giving stuff away.
And see, people know that PBS, that's how it works. That it used to get a lot of government money. It does not anymore. So they give out quality programming. That's the key. They don't put crap. They don't. PBS stuff is top of the line, high shelf.
They don't have a particular bent.
Right.
They're
non-political. They're non-political.
People trust. Right. What do you say, Francine? People trust it?
Yes. So when they ask for money, you know, the people that really value the quality content, they go, and they know that it's going to be, you know, here's the quarterly whatever. And PBS has this thing where they have high profile donors, and they actually run the names down. And these are
Yeah.
high profile corporate and wealthy, very wealthy people
Right.
that give,
And
give.
Yeah, and we're going to give you a gift when you make
Yes.
a donation.
And that's
And
for the,
these
and
are
they do
all
that.
These are all the people that donate to PBS. That's their community.
Yeah.
That's, the PBS helped me do this, and I've been watching PBS since I was a kid, and my mom,
They take the testimonials while they're on the phone too.
yes, and so that's their tribe, that's their community, and they give into PBS.
Yes. So they're not, it's like I said, they have different levels of donors. Like the ones at the very top know why they're giving, because they know that if PBS wasn't on, that this content wouldn't get to someone who could not afford it. So that's how they know. And PBS rewards them. Like I said, like every program, they will list those names. Like,
Yes.
those are high profile donors, because they wrote a big check with 7, 8 zeros on it. They wrote big checks, so they got their names on the program.
Their patrons,
right?
So
they will say that they will show the name and say the name.
Mm-hmm.
So the moral of the story is, if you want to have the results somewhere even close to that, you begin with the relationship in mind. Don't start with my ticket sales in mind. Start with, let's talk with our people first. Build the relationship.
Make some emotional deposits, right?
It's
Yes,
not this is not a, like I said, an ATM. Social and we're gonna stop calling it social soon. It's just gonna be the way we do business. Online is that you build the relationship. You don't go and, well, I need people to buy this. Well, I don't know you. Why are you asking me? All of those things. So when you do it that way, you go, it doesn't work. Those are the people that go, social media doesn't work. What we do online doesn't work, because you didn't work it properly. You didn't do the steps necessary.
And see, if you don't know how to use a tool, you're probably not going to get the results you want. Like putting me in a wood shop would not be pretty. Putting me at a sewing machine, I'm pretty good at that.
And people say,
and we are in trouble, people.
And then with the tool, like you said, with the tools, a lot of people say, I have an event, let me go to Eventbrite, and that's, fill it out, I'm done. I don't have to do any work. Well, Eventbrite is just the tool that allows you to put it online. You still have to promote it. That's where the marketing part comes in. And that's where the part where, like you said, call your people up. You should have been online. You should have been talking about it over and over. Because that's what we did. We talked about it over and over. And you may think people are tired of hearing it. But on Twitter, if they don't see it right then, they're not going to see it. So you have to keep posting it in a right amount of time. On Facebook, the same thing.
All of the platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Eventbrite, WhatsApp, all of them are just a place for you to post a sign saying, hey, we got this going on.
Right.
You have to go and tell somebody to, hey, go over. You got to go point them to Eventbrite. Oh, you can go to our Facebook page and click, and it'll take you to where you can buy the ticket.
Wherever you go, you got to put the hot dog suit on and stand on the corner and say, we got hot dog
Rock that sign.
Whatever the thing, you got to put the sandwich board on and say, we got special sandwiches in here. That's what that is about. So when you have a brick and mortar store, what do you do to get customers in? You don't sit there and open your store.
You flip a sign, you flip it around and get somebody's attention.
Listen, my brand crush called me. We got such and such in, Terry, because they know I shopped there regularly, and they had evidently they must have had a little file card on me, and they would call me. I'm like, oh no, don't call me.
And you mean the Rolodex?
Yes,
you in somebody's Rolodex. Who do you have people in your Rolodex that you're calling to tell them, hey, just want to let you know I got an event coming up this weekend, this Saturday, and just wanted to let you know.
And then
we call that a database. We call that a
CRM.
Yeah.
I was just getting ready to say that your Rolodex today is your CRM, which is your customer relationship management tool.
Oh wait, it's the R in
Relationship?
the R
Yeah.
in CRM is relationship.
Cause see what it is, like the business
That's
that's calling
very
Terry.
important.
The first time that she shops with them, they would ask her for information like your email or your birth date or something. You know, when you go some
Mhm.
places, they ask you for that. So they put that in the CRM database, and then they also note your purchases, or like you know what you prefer. So when that item is sold out and it comes back in, or if there's something new that comes in, the business can look through that CRM and find it quickly and contact Terry and let her know. Oh, by the way, we're just so happy that you do business with us. We want to let you know that we have XYZ, or we have
That our
something that you might like.
turtlenecks are in
Yes,
because they
yes.
know.
Yes,
No,
and that you can do that with a phone call, with a message, with a text message, a newsletter, an email list. That's why you do the other things.
Yes, and that is why you want to have your own information in something that you
Yes.
own,
And
not
there's free
necessarily
and there
on
are free
Facebook.
tools. There are free CRM tools. You do not have
Right.
to, you know, if your budget is tight, you know, there's certainly like bigger ones where you have to pay a monthly fee, but there are some free ones that are really good. Zoho is a good tool,
A free
and they
one.
have more than
And-
one thing. They do
And here's
mail
the
and
thing:
everything.
the old school still works. Some people still have phone books. Some
Right.
people still have.
But see,
you know,
the CRM will do stuff for you automatically, so
I
you don't have to think
understand
about
that,
it.
but some folks are not, tech savvy. It's
Well, we gotta get tech savvy.
Okay to
We
keep
gotta.
the index card if you're doing business. The important thing is to call the people you met online. Call them.
Yep. And now, Apple News.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Today, because I am in somebody's CRM, I got a notification saying, hey, big news, introducing the new iPhone XS, XS Max,
Uh-huh.
and the iPhone XR. Now, I watched the
event.
the other day, and I'm like, oh, hold on. And so the new phone is in. The
Okay. Yeah.
phone-
Isn't it pretty?
Oh,
It's
they're
beautiful.
nice.
It's gorgeous.
And so they have 3 different price points,
Mm-hmm.
and the XR is a little less money, and
Right.
it starts at $749, and the XR is the smaller version.
Smaller one, and the
But
Max
the
is the
Max
larger.
is the-
Mm-hmm.
It's the Max is the biggest screen that they've ever had.
Yes. What is it? 5?
Mhm.
Is it 5.5 or is it bigger than
6.1, I think. It's a
6.1?
big
Okay.
Whoa.
screen. And and you're probably, well, what does it do? It does a whole lot. I mean, it does a lot. The processor's faster. The battery life
Everything
is
is faster.
the battery life is longer.
Mhm.
There's all kind of points to it. The
Mhm.
cool thing that I liked about the whole thing was that I can trade in this and upgrade.
Yes.
There you go.
And see, not many companies allow you to bring in your old phone
Mhm.
and upgrade, and they give you whatever this phone's value is for the new
Towards
one.
the
Toward the-
right. Right.
And I was like, really? Oh, hold on. I might have to.
Yep. I have the ability to do that too. I might have to. I can pre-order too. I know
I
the
was
little-
Yes,
looking,
they're-
going.
They're
"Ooh."
taking pre-orders today.
Yes,
Pre-order,
pre-order
yes.
today.
And they deliver next week.
And they said so. I think the Max or the XR, one of them is already on back order. One of
Yeah, the
them.
XR doesn't come out until October,
Right.
Mhm.
but the XR comes in colors:
Right.
red, yellow, blue, white, black, I think space gray or silver or something, but they got
Mhm.
colors on that one.
Right.
And it still does the same, some of the same things, not as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, got a new watch coming out. The watch does
Oh, the
all.
watch news that blew me away. That if
EKG?
you're health conscious, which we all should be, but that watch, it's going to check your heart rate. It does electrocardiogram.
Electrocardiogram.
Yeah.
It does an EKG.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It'll
It will
tell
know
you
if you're going to fall. The part that got me was like if it knows if you're getting ready to fall.
right.
What do you mean fall?
It knows if
Oh,
you're getting
like
ready
you-
to trip.
If you tripped on something and you fell, it says it appears that you have fallen down, and it'll ask if you want
Wanna
them
call-
to call
Now,
911.
yep. It asked. Yes. Yes.
I've fallen and I can't get up. The
You-
devil
that's
is
yeah,
a
and,
liar.
phone,
I hear you.
and your watch will call for
Will do
you.
that. So now I can get rid of that service.
And see,
Yeah.
it's all tied into is it the gyrometer, the accelerometer thing that's built in, that
Yes.
the tilt feature, for when you have the phone,
Oh.
the iPad and stuff. So it knows, because when you're getting ready to trip and fall, there's a certain biomedical stuff that happens. So the watch picks up on that.
It knows that you're not.
Yep. It knows
But
you're
you're
getting
not
ready to fall.
Horizontal.
Yes, and because when you trip and you go forward, your hands go out,
Yeah.
and so the watch is like, okay, they're about to fall.
Yep. It knows.
And-
And this is all due to math and science, angles and all of that stuff. It knows.
They have studied that, and I was like, dang, that's pretty good. If you're slipping and you slip and you go backwards, it
Yeah.
knows that too. And then if you've been down there on the while, it'll just start after. If you've been down on the ground
It'll
for a
ask
while,
you, yeah.
it'll dial
Mm-hmm.
your
An
emergency.
emergency service.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll dial out and like, okay, you've been down too long and you haven't been responsive.
Yes.
I was like, okay.
Isn't that amazing? And this
That
kind
is
of
amazing.
technology opens the door for. It could think about the possibilities, like if someone's getting abducted and something, in a certain way, like they're put in the back of a car, or things that happen to women, or that that they're things that happen. I see that technology going that way, because they'll be able to tell by science and math and angles and the way things are falling, that something is happening to you wearing the watch.
Yep, and you're in distress.
Yes,
and
you're in distress.
Kind of like Iron Man's Jarvis.
I don't know what that means.
Because Jarvis and Iron, okay, you gotta
Jarvis
you have
is
to be a
his-
Marvel fan to
yes.
get this.
Jarvis
But-
is his
It's
guy.
like Siri.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jarvis is like Siri, and Jarvis can say, "Are you distressed? Your heart rate is da 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 da."
Yeah.
And this is
But, okay.
Shall I call
It's
emergency
a
services?
monitoring
Device.
security, all kind of things roll up in one.
And
Right.
see, what occurred to me was, because they're having this event, friend, this would be a perfect resource to let them know about, because a lot of them are caregivers. So you buy a watch for great grandma if she's living independently.
Mm-hmm. Because
You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of seniors and stuff, they want to live, independent. They don't want to depend on people, but you're still concerned that they might slip
Right.
and fall. So put the watch
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Give them a
Pat-
watch for Christmas.
Right. And so Pat says relationships are important. When I was because this is what we were talking about a little while ago. She said, when I was much younger, I used to stop by a particular newsstand on the street to buy my favorite Brazilian magazine.
Mhm.
One day I didn't see it because it was Carnival Week and they were all sold out. The owner reached behind the counter and said, "I saved one for you because you're our regular customer
See
and you're
that?
always so nice."
See that?
See? Oh, because she's nice.
And
You know,
she's
you
a
got-
regular.
You got some regular customers.
See that?
We talked about that at the top of the show,
And
right?
this is, and what is this information we're talking about? This is tried and true, tested business practices that this person
Right.
would go, okay, I remember by paying attention that this person likes this, and this. Like you said, they may have wrote it on a card, or they may have did that, and then when something comes in, an item that they know that they want, I'll put one aside because they might want one.
Right.
If they had a great attitude.
Yes, if they had a great attitude. If you like that, I really like that customer, and they keep coming in, and you relationships. There it is.
Right. And relationships are the thing that is always going to get you the sale. Like we're all sitting here talking about figuring out how high I can trade in my phone because they had a great product, right? If
Yeah.
the product was janky, I'm not going to be sitting up there trying to figure out how I
Nope.
can trade this in and
You'll be
do
trying to
some
figure out,
research.
can I get a better product with another customer?
Yeah.
Right.
Another company.
Correct. I wouldn't have been sitting here right now like, I can trade this in and I can get the bigger one and How do
Yep.
I do that? Because the product was quality in the first
Yeah,
place.
it's quality.
That's the
And
first job.
right. And
Then
we
the
was talking
second
about
one
this
is they take.
online. We were talking about this online, like why when Apple has an event like this, why is it such a big? Why does Apple have? They call them fanboys, and they mean that derogatory. But hey, Apple has dyed in the wool customers and fans, that they're beyond customers, there's fans. So when we already knew like weeks ago that Apple was gonna the new phones, and we're just anticipating what they're gonna look like because we already know. So that kind of community, that kind of thing that they have with their customers, it's because they didn't buy them. It's because, like Fran said, they give a quality product that meets their needs. This is why Steve Jobs in the beginning made such a fuss about the curve of the MacBook. Like he wanted bevel edges, or the brushed aluminum. It had to be a certain way and thickness and style and this, or even with the font. The
Right.
Apple font that they use.
He was really adamant about that font stuff.
He was.
I was like, wow.
He was so adamant to the point that when he had the font makers, that's not what I want. Go back. Well, what's wrong? Well, I don't like the little curve on that. Go back and do. And they would have to do it until he said, "Listen, this is right." But that's the person, the innovator, the person that saw the bigger picture of, if I make this product that meets their needs and its quality and its value, they're gonna be fans, customers for life. That's it.
And during that presentation, their whole thing is to make the computer personal.
Mm-hmm.
Personal. And that's what they do for you. All of their products integrate with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And it is personal.
Yeah.
And it solves problems.
Yeah.
It really does. Like with Terry has a MacBook, and TJ has a MacBook. I have a MacBook, but they're all personalized to us.
Mm-hmm.
Everything it's got my fingerprint. It's got the way I do business. It kind of knows how I do things, and so
what we love is you can start work on your iPhone and then transfer it to your MacBook, or you could start on your iPad. They all the information that you're working on can transfer to the other one seamlessly. That's the key.
Yes.
Seamlessly. You don't have to go out and figure out, well, okay, I need an app that does this. Well, let me go. And with Android, we're not putting Android down. I'm just saying that there's more of a searching thing where you have to find the perfect app to do what you want, the perfect tool to do what you want to do. So you have to go to the Google Play Store, and there's tons of solutions, and you're like, well, I don't know which one, and you don't know where they're coming from. So that kind of thing is kind of alleviated when you go into the Apple ecosystem. So
and one of the things that we did yesterday, I did some design work for a client, and she happened to have an Apple phone, and all I had to do was tap the AirDrop, and it was on her phone in less than seconds. And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, we no emailing."
And with Android, you got to figure out, will this app, that app, do you have this app? Does this work? Will this work? And you have to do 4 or 5 steps when you just did the one.
Exactly. It alleviates all those steps.
Mm-hmm.
And for us non-techie folks, it's just a blessing.
It really is. And when we went to get online for the internet, the Wi-Fi, I forgot that on a PC that you have to go into networking, then go over to and pick up the Wi-Fi that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. And then they ask you, do you want it public or private or something? I'm like, I don't do all this on my Mac. I just go up to the Wi-Fi, pick one and put a password in. And I was like, oh my
And
God.
it remembers that you've been there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We really didn't have to do anything except say, give me internet.
Right.
Exactly. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've forgotten how cumbersome it was for me to maneuver in there. Right. And when people want help with stuff, and I'm like, okay, I used to be bilingual. I'm forgetting the language over there. I gotta try and go back and remember some stuff. But we're not saying it. We're only talking about Mac today just because.
Right. Because they had the Apple event. Right.
Yeah, they had the Apple event this week, and they are, the pre-launch
Well,
for.
I think we need to mention too that when we talk about these apps that are going to be coming out, like this thing with Instagram, they said the first thing they're going to roll out is iOS, which means Apple.
Right. And here's the other thing. Apple is about your security and safety. I was talking to the lady, and she said when you put your password in using your wallet, your Apple Pay, it's 128-bit encryption. Now I was like, okay, so what does that mean? She broke it down. She said that means on a 1-to-1, you got one set of numbers. And TJ, you can step in and tell me if I'm on point with this. She said you got one set of numbers that it goes through.
Right.
With the 128
exponents. Yeah.
It's got so many 128 combinations of 10 numbers that before they can figure out what your password is.
Right.
I was like, whoa, okay.
Right. So you want a higher level of encryption because it takes more permutations and for them to figure out the information. That's
correct.
Why it's 128. Used to be 64-bit encryption.
Now it's 128.
And then the next one will be two something.
256.
Yeah,
maybe
256. Yeah, so it goes in levels like that.
And it just makes it really difficult for somebody to get your card information.
Yeah, let's just say the higher the number, the harder it is for them to discover it. So you want a higher number.
And so then I'm like, okay. And then the other thing that we like, again, this is Apple Day just because they have stuff going on. They have classes on how to use the stuff.
Yes.
You can go into class and learn how to use your phone more effectively. How to set up your iCloud, and the classes are free.
Yeah.
And you go to sit down and they teach you, okay, here's how to use Pages. How many of us have phones and computers and stuff, and we don't even scratch the surface besides writing using a Word document or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
I was astounded at the stuff that you can do with the computer. And it seems like it's overkill, but it's there for your use.
Mm-hmm.
Lakeisha has a question here, friend.
Okay.
Because we're getting close to the time.
Okay.
Keisha, she says, you think Apple Pay is more safe than other ways for customers to pay or to pay you? Or you to pay others? Not necessarily. Apple Pay is just one of many. I do believe that Square and PayPal also have encryption when they are swiping your cards. Yes, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they have a high level of encryption. Your security is always utmost. And I do believe PayPal and Square and Chase and whoever else that you use for pay. Don't get some no-name people.
Yeah. Stick with PayPal, Square, Stripe is another one, and Apple Pay. Google has something too. I think it's Google Pay.
Google Wallet.
Google Wallet, yes. Because I know they changed the name.
So you want to stay with name brand when you're looking for pay stuff. You don't want to just get some.
Yeah, so there's Apple Pay, there's Stripe, there's PayPal, there's Square, and Google has one. So those are 5 to choose from. Stick with those 5.
And Apple Pay works on your iPhone. Like you can pay somebody in a text message. I can send TJ, I can send Lakeisha something from my Apple phone and just tap it in the text message. There's an Apple Pay icon, and I can tap on that. Let me see if I can pull it up. I can tap on that and pay money. Terry, I'm going to put your name on here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Cash App. Yes. If you don't know, the Cash App is the app you put on your phone. It's a part of Square where people can send you money with, and how they do it is just simply the dollar. It's the dollar sign in your username. and that's how you
now
get
that
money.
Terry is showing you the
Yes,
Cash
that's it.
App. Cash App is by Square, and Square is very good. So I would use that if you want to do, mobile to mobile.
And
Now,
you can
see here,
request money and you can pay.
Yeah.
correct. So this one here is like if I was sending to Terry a money, I can send her money
Right.
using
Just
that
using
right
that
there,
button.
which
Yep.
is my Apple Pay, which is already set up on my phone. So I can just tap on that and it tells me how much money I want to pay her.
Right.
Mhm.
And it just pulls it off of the card that I have
Yes.
associated on my
The
Apple.
financial information is already set up in your account.
So
It's
sort of
already
like
set
text to give.
Huh? I didn't hear you.
It's sort of
Terry.
like text to give.
It's like Cash App.
Okay. Okay.
It's the same as Cash App, except for it's pulling it off my Apple Pay card.
Okay.
Lakeisha says I know, but they have had some frauds. Who has had fraud?
Who
Which
Yeah.
has
company?
Which company has had frauds, Lakeisha?
who hasn't had frauds?
That's
Yeah,
true.
but I haven't had any problem with Apple because Apple hasn't sent me anything.
I haven't had
Does
any problems with
does she mean
Cash App.
PayPal or Square or Cash or
Are
who?
you talking about fraud in general? Because
Credit cards are an issue. I mean, it just is what it is. But in general, I've never had Cash App. I've never had a problem with that.
I haven't
have
had a
fraud
problem
with
with Cash
Cash
App
App?
either.
That's
And I
that's
use
news
I
to
use
me.
it regularly.
That's
But
news.
now the fraud will come. Let me tell you this: you can have some self-inflicted fraud if you don't know the person's name.
Yeah.
Over there, you need to verify that you're sending it to the right person.
Right. Because with Cash App, it's the $sign and the
And
name,
that
the
person's
username.
name.
Right. The username.
So you need to make sure. That's why if you don't have a picture, I'm not sending you something with Cash App. I need to know that I'm sending it to you.
right.
I'm very cautious of that. And again, it's not necessarily fraud because you're the one that's sending it out.
And usually when you're doing Cash App, you know who you're sending, who you're interacting with.
And
You know
okay,
who
let me tell you.
your intended recipient is.
Let me tell you a story that I had with Cash App. I was sending some money to somebody who had done some work for me, and I know who they are, so I know their name.
Right.
And I typed their name in, and I sent it to them. He said, "Oh, well, I haven't used that account in a while." I'm like, "Okay, so now I need to get my money back because I haven't." If there's a name like my husband, there's somebody who has the same name as him. I got to make sure that I'm not sending it to that other person.
Right.
You understand? So, because they could have a Cash App too.
Right.
You need to know, you take your time and don't do that in a hurry. And you make sure that you're sending it to whom you're supposed to send it.
Exactly.
You verify the picture,
Mm-hmm.
you verify the name, and then you ask, and I like with my daughter, she has two different ones. I was like, okay, are you this one or this one? Which one of these am I sending this to? I check before I just pop it off.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You have to have a conversation. Like I just had a client pay me with the Cash App, and I have to give them the username. That's how it
Right.
works. It's based off of that.
But if you don't want to do all of that,
Swipe a card.
you can send them an invoice.
Yeah,
Or
you can do that
use-
too.
Or use the Square.
You can
payment
send an
processor.
invoice with PayPal. You can send an invoice with Square. You can send an invoice
Exactly.
with Stripe.
And then there's no
Business.
problem with
Right.
it. The other banks are just now getting on. They're using Zelle, which Bank of the West just started using it. Bank of America, I think they have their own thing, but Chase uses Zelle because of Cash App. All of the banks are now stepping up their game and like, okay, we want you to you can send money to anybody. Really, you all are late. But
a lot of times people who still use tellers and things are late to the game, so they feel like it's new
And
when they're
see, these apps are popular because Cash App is easy, especially if a group of friends are going out, and then you don't have to figure to split the bill. Just one person may say, listen, I'm gonna pay, and then I'm gonna send y'all the thing Cash App. Y'all send me the money back. You know, that
Right.
that makes it easy to go out and do things without having to worry about splitting a bill or having enough cash or doing this or reimbursement and stuff like that.
Yeah, make it easy for people to pay you.
Yeah. And you can
Spell
just say
zip.
Cash App. You don't have to have the little swipey thing for your phone. You know, you
Nope.
have the PayPal gives you
Yes.
a
But
credit
you
card.
do have to pay attention.
Yes, you do have to pay attention.
Lakeisha says spell Zelle.
She
It's
spelled it right.
Z-E-L.
Yep, you did. You
She
spelled
got
it
it.
right.
That's how you spell it. The way you spell
So when I'm working with a client and I need that to be how shall I say it? They are more
it. Trustworthy.
corporate. I'll send it from my Chase account.
Oh,
You understand what I mean? And just like, okay, it's gonna take a minute, but
Right. Yes, because you
but
can
they'll
you
eventually
can
get it.
with your bank with your banking you can have an email set up for electronic payment and they just send the payment to that email.
And that person on the other end has to sign up for
Yes.
Zelle for them to get paid.
I don't have Zelle, so I don't know how that works. I just have
Well, yeah, that's only if you use it with your
PayPal or something.
no, if you use it with your bank, like
Yeah,
Chase.
it's with banking.
Okay.
It's with Chase.
I do have PayPal Me.
Yeah, that's PayPal and
That's just,
PayPal.
yeah,
Cash
PayPal Me is
That's-
just a easy link to give a link to people, and when they go to it, they put the amount of money, but it's still PayPal to PayPal.
Right.
accounts.
And then the pros and cons of PayPal. PayPal is a very secure thing. It's just that they take a little longer to get the money into your
Right.
account.
And there's some
It
some
takes,
issues with
and then
PayPal.
you gotta monitor them too much. I like Square. I don't.
There's some
And the
issue
other thing is-
with all of these, with all electronic payments things. There's things to, like Fran said, you have to be careful and watch out for. Like PayPal, there's been some complaints people are saying on the merchant end of not getting the money, or not callbacks. What's the thing when the person says I don't want to pay for it?
Refund.
No, it's something back. It's called something
chargeback.
back. Chargeback.
Hmm.
So there's yeah.
It's just slow to me. I really am happy with
Right.
Square.
So So if you're happy with Square, then Square it is. And other people PayPal, but it's all the two banks talking to each other, one account talking to the other. It's just how do you want to use it. So just
Correct.
put that in mind.
Yep. So you want to make it easy for people to pay you.
Yes, that's the bottom line.
That's
Make it
the thing.
easy.
And if you want to take a check, that you can run checks too, number or something, because at the grocery store, they'll do that. They'll run that thing through and take your money right out of the
Yeah.
account. There's no more floating the check.
Yeah, there's no float. Float is gone.
Well, I know when I paid my taxes yesterday, they took that money. I
Oh,
looked
it's
back
instant.
because I put in a check
Yeah.
Yep.
because there was no charge for doing a check, so I had to find my checkbook because I don't know. Anyway,
All you gotta do is know your account number and the bank routing number. That's all
yes,
you need.
and I looked back and they had done their thing. I was
They done they that. Yeah,
I
they
tell
want
you
their
what,
money.
The government, it will figure out they're gonna take
Oh,
your
they
money.
don't play.
Yeah.
They don't
State
play.
of California
Today-
does not play either. When you put your money in, they're like, okay, I'll take that right now. They are not gonna wait for you to get around
Remember that?
the bank.
Remember when you used to write a check the day before payday because you knew it was going to deposit because you knew they had a process.
Right,
and it took 2 or
there
3
was
days?
a couple of days, yeah.
You cannot float a check.
No,
You can't
they
do
won't
that.
let you. They are processing your money right now.
As you speak. Yep.
And for the people for companies who don't do that, it's like, why don't you just take the money now?
So I know what's going on here. Mm-hmm.
Don't just take it. I authorized it. Now take it. And that's the other thing. When people be proactive when you are finished with your service, you are the first thing you should do. Now, would you like to pay by cash or would you like to use a card?
Right.
Don't be waiting and ask for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for the money.
A lot of people, I don't know. No, ask for the money. especially
if they got the goods.
Right.
You need to ask for your money, because once people get the goods, they're pretty complacent.
Then they'll start figuring out reasons why they shouldn't. Well,
Why you're
other
not
things
first
came
on the
up.
list.
Some emergency.
But you as the retailer, you don't have an emergency.
No.
Okay.
Well, it is getting to be after noon time.
yes, we have had a fun
90
thing.
minutes here, ladies. We need to.
Okay, so what I would tell you all to do, if you don't have an Apple device, just go to the store and play. Go play. And I'm not telling you to buy one. Just go play
look.
so that people can see, so you can at least experience what we're talking about.
Yes.
And if you buy one, fine. If you don't, fine. Just go play with it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go to
the
the
excuse where Apple is expensive, I'm gonna tell you, everybody's expensive. Android too. Android got a phone for
Yeah,
$900.
Sam with the Samsung phone. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, 900 and what? Okay, so
And
So
also, I
then-
want to point out about pricing. Apple still has the 7 for sale, the 2 7s and the 2 8s. So it's not like you have to go and buy the X. You can buy this a 7. It does 4K video. It does everything. And now with the iOS upgrade to 12, they said that iOS is going to make the older phones perform better. So
right,
you don't have to go
So
get the latest phone. You can get the 7.
the 7, and the 12 will work on a 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, and up.
Right.
But go play. Just go in the store and play.
Yeah,
We're not
go and
telling
touch
you
it
about
and look at it. Yeah.
touch it, feel it, experience it is what we're saying. Who knows what you might come away with. I just
Yeah.
like ease of use. That is just me. I'd rather have stuff that works the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm helping somebody now. They can't get an app on their Samsung
Nope.
tablet, the little tiny tablet they have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, the tablet is like 6 or 7 years old. I'm like, we just need a new tablet. This is
I mean, it cost you $97
this is just toast.
4 years ago. Okay.
Can't do this on this. This is just not working. Well, it won't do this and it won't do that. I'm like,
people, stop it.
it's too much work.
So
It's like
if
when
you
you
want
it's like
to
when-
get into the Apple world, you want to try it out, but you saying the phone is too expensive, you can always get a 7. Don't feel like
Yes.
you have to get the newest whatever,
Yep,
the new
get the
phone.
7. Get the 7. It's
Mhm.
nice.
Perfectly fine. It works fine. It does everything. It like I said, 4K video. And the processor is a little like a hair. We're talking splitting hairs as far as processing speed. But
Yeah, and the 12 is gonna make everything a little
yes,
bit
they
faster.
said they said iOS 12 is going to make the older ones run better, faster, smarter. And the response
Unless
time. So.
we have net neutrality, but that's a whole different story.
Well,
Well,
we're
we're talking about-
anything to do with the phone.
Yeah, we're talking about the way the
Okay.
phone reacts. Now we're talking about the internet. That's another.
About
Ball
about your
wax. We
Netflix
about
and
to
your
get into
Hulu,
another
they
thing.
what they do.
And one more thing about that, I was on. I'm watching Sling.
Mhm.
I'm flipping through the channels to see what I want to see. So normally you don't hear anything while you're flipping through the channels. A
Right.
commercial came on while I am flipping through the channels.
What?
I was like,
They like, you are not gonna miss
You
this
are not
commercial.
getting away.
I was like, wait, and I'm just going through the channel lineup. I'm like, who is this? I had to get out of there. I'm like,
Who
no.
is this?
Well, Francine, I know you've been doing a lot of podcasts, and Twitter now allows you to do podcasts over there on Periscope.
Yes,
So you don't
or
have to
you
be
can do
on the
audio.
camera?
You can do
Yes,
audio
so,
files.
there's another podcast.
Yeah, you can do audio only. And actually, you can
Francine got us
switch
on
between
so many
audio and video.
podcasts. Yes.
Yeah, you can do audio and video so that if you don't like going on camera, there's no reason
Exactly.
why we can't hear your voice and hear
Right.
your story. You can just do it that way. You can go to Anchor and get a podcast. There's so many things now to get the word out.
Get your message out.
Yep, get your story out. We want to hear it. So that is us for this week.
Oh,
What?
we got a question over here. Do you want to answer it afterwards
Oh.
or Okay, do you know where we could turn in old electronics?
TJ, is there something?
Yeah, there's a couple of websites. I can't think of them offhand. There's a couple of websites you can look at and look at the
Can you put
resale
them in the
value.
chat later?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we
put
can
it there
put those
once.
in the chat.
I'll come back and put it in, and right after
Thank
we
you.
get off, I'll look it up.
Okay,
And if it's
Lakeisha.
an Apple product, take it back to Apple because they recycle their stuff.
Good. That's a blessing right there.
And Apple will give you money back for. It's like, you know how you take the pop bottles back into the store.
Yes.
Apple will take the money back. I mean, take your if it's in good working equipment, they'll give you the value of the phone
Okay.
at that time. If it's not working, they'll take it back.
Cool.
Just, as a recycle, they'll help you do all of that. So if it's not Apple and it's a different electronic, and
Yeah,
then
there's
TJ will have a
a
link.
couple of places. I'll post them in the
Yep,
chat.
TJ will put a link. Ladies,
Yeah.
thank you for this wonderful Friday. It's fall almost.
We had a great discussion today,
It
guys.
really was. Hopefully you all were helped, and everybody watching live and on the replay, thank you
Yep.
for tuning in.
Thank you.
And we will be back on Monday talking
Coffee thoughts.
coffee thoughts, and we'll put our guests. We got some guests coming in. So if you're in Sacramento, we have a mastermind coming up for sales, a sales mastermind, and I think we got one seat left. If you did, say something, and we'll get you in there. It's only $97, and it's 4 weeks. And we're going to talk about sales. We got to try and get y'all some money.
Starts this Saturday.
Yes, and then
Tomorrow. Starts tomorrow.
starts tomorrow. And TJ will be back on Tuesday talking about attention necessary and social media and
Call to action. We're doing back to basics. September, going back to school. So we've been talking about keywords. We talked about content, marketing strategy, and this time call to action.
Uh-oh.
Sales.
CTA.
Call to action at the CTA. Yes, we need to be there. I will definitely be there for that because we need reminders.
Yes,
did.
and like I explained on Tuesday, things change. We did this last year, so things have changed in 12 months, and you need to know, well, what's different and what do I need to know? So
Okay.
Right.
I love it. I love being updated.
I do.
yeah.
So thank you, everybody. We will see you, Lakeisha. There was something I wanted to ask you about, so I will reach out to you a little later on. I'm serious. I'm like, okay, it's coming back.
Yes.
But thank you.
Well,
all.
I just want to give her a shout out that she is a Mary Kay lady. So if you have some beauty concerns or things that you're interested in, give Lakeisha a shout out. She's over there on Facebook and some other
And
places.
Instagram, and she has
Is it
Beauty by LA.
Yeah. Beauty by LA.
Beauty by LA. Pat, thank you for being here. And everybody on the East Coast, we wish you well.
Yes.
Stay safe.